Welcome back for another episode of Civility Wins, the Family Law Edition. I am your host, Kristen Goss, founder and owner of KWG, Family Legal and Mediation Services. We are knowledgeable, warm, and gracious attorneys, and we help spouses divorce with civility, creating a legacy for those they love most. And today I have great friends and colleagues with me, Stacy Kovatch. She is a Certified Divorce Financial Analyst, as well as Julie Desmond, a divorce coach. Before we get into this interesting conversation, have a whole bunch of questions for you ladies. I'm going to briefly share with the audience a little bit more about you, and then we'll go from there. So I'll start with you, Stacy. So Stacy, she is the Senior Financial Associate, again, Certified Divorce Financial Analyst. She began her career at UBS Financial Services, where she was responsible for analyzing client portfolios and creating asset allocation models that were in line with clients' financial goals. Ooh, it's the end of the year, so it's a good time to talk about goals. And so currently she was reunited with Gina, who is also a partner of hers, where she is at RBC Wealth Management in January of 2022. She was responsible for wealth management planning, investment analysis, and discussing financial solutions with the team. Her broad experience allows her to look at each client through their lens and help determine possible solutions for their needs. And I know that the audience out there is going to have a lot of questions when it comes to finances. That's number one, or I should say one of the top issues when it comes to divorce and on the legal side, and so we'll get into that. Julie Desmond, she is a divorce coach. Yes, divorce coach. I don't know if a lot of people know about that, but that is a thing, and I would like for her to share the percentage because I don't think many people are divorce coaches or know about that. But she is originally from Essex, England. Over 30 years ago, she visited South Florida on vacation, and she fell in love with South Florida. Don't blame you. In 99, she married and went on to have 3 beautiful boys. Oh, I'd like to know that dynamic. I had 3 girls, so that's what I can imagine. I can imagine. So after separating in 2014, she made the incredibly difficult decision to file for divorce in 2016. So that's going to be part of the conversation that we have today, because I always like to start off with a why, right? We are doing what we do because of a reason, and so I would like to hear more of that story when we get into it. So her journey was filled with challenges, and there were many moments when she wasn't sure how she would make it through. And so there's so much more that I can say about both of these ladies, but we'll get right into the conversation. And let's start with the why. I'll start with you, Julie. Can you share with the audience, number one, what is a divorce coach? Because I get that question a lot with clients. And then how did you end up doing what you do?
Absolutely. First, just let me say thank you so much for having me
here
today. I love to talk about what I do. My why really started from my own experience, going through my own divorce, not knowing what to expect, feeling alone, very upset a lot of the time, not knowing how to navigate the court process, never having gone through a divorce before. Mm-hmm. So once I finally got a little bit settled after the process of divorce and started working, I really wanted to find a career that would help my passion of helping other people going through divorce. I didn't really have the time to go to law school and be a family law attorney, so I looked at other ways that I could help people, and I came across divorce coaching. I did some investigation, and I found a great company to do a course with and get certified, and I learned a lot. And then I started Desmond Divorce Coaching from there, and now it's my passion, and I just like to help people. Mm-hmm. So
that's awesome. Beautiful story. It's like we have these things in life, and we were talking about this earlier, Stacy, just pivoting, Reality is things don't happen just the way we want it all the time. I was going to say sometimes, all the time. Yes. So you have to just pivot. And what a beautiful story to turn what I can imagine was a very traumatic time in your life and inspire other people and help other people.
It really was very traumatic, and I always say to people now, I wish I had a divorce coach. I wish I knew about divorce coaching when I went through it, because I didn't know. I just called my attorney, and I would literally call him every 5 minutes, crying, and he really couldn't help me as much with the emotional side. And as a coach, that's how I support people, with emotional and practical support.
Do you know the statistics of divorce coaches, like in the U.S., for example?
I actually don't, but I can look it up and get back to you with that. But I do know that the profession has only been around about 10 years.
Okay.
So it's still fairly new, and a lot of people don't know what they are, never heard of them. So it's a little struggle sometimes, explaining to people what I actually do when they've never heard of it. But once they hear it, they're like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah. So.
Awesome. How about you, Stacy? Your why, and tell the audience a little bit more about what you do.
Yes. So my why, I was born in New York, grew up on Long Island.
Okay.
Always loved helping people, but the thing that impacted my decision of the whole divorce lane was my parents, when I was 15, got divorced. When I was in high school, right before I went to college. And I saw mostly my mother, and that's why I really genuinely love helping females on the divorce side of things. I advocate for them because my mom's brilliant, but it's not about the smarts when it comes to divorce. It's really about what you know and what you don't know, and what resources you can get your hands on. And I just saw that there was a lack of resources at the time. This was a long time ago. They're going through so many emotional hurdles. It's really hard to have the time and energy to also focus on the financial side of things. And sometimes it's just easier to just say, it is what it is, instead of actually hiring a CDFA and just kind of figuring out, splitting up the assets that looks different for different things. Like splitting a home is one thing, splitting the cash in the bank account is one thing, splitting retirement accounts is another. Who knows it's a lot to do.
Too much math for me.
Sometimes it's just easier. And I saw my mom just let's do half, let's walk away, because you just are going through so much emotionally, and you just want to be free from that toxic relationship. So since then, that's been my journey in life. I've studied finance and economics in school, and then just always been advocating for, one, women, but two, for the divorce side of things, because there's just not enough resources out there to help people through all the intricacies of it.
Great. Another question for both of you. What is a divorce coach? Can you walk the audience through what that looks like? And then what is a certified divorce financial analyst? Because I get questions all the time from clients. I've never heard of that. So please share with the audience what it is.
Yes, I'd love to share. So I am an ADR-certified Divorce Coach, which is an alternative dispute resolution divorce coach. So my main focus when I'm helping people is to lessen the conflict during divorce and help people navigate the process of divorce by providing them the tools that they might not necessarily have in everyday life. How to handle if someone is being combative towards you, ways to react to that, don't react with your own conflict. I help with emotional support, and it's really future focused. It's not therapy. We don't unpack the past. I help my clients set goals for the future, and one of my main questions I always ask is, where do you see yourself in a year or two? On the other side of a divorce, what would you like to be doing? How do you see yourself? So it's very goal orientated and future focused.
Awesome. That makes sense. Yep. Makes sense. And it's necessary. You mentioned earlier, for attorneys like me, I'm empathetic and I love helping people on that side, but I'm not a counselor, and I want to be present for my clients in the way that I can, and I think that that's an amazing,
and I do
way
say
to be
my
able to work with clients.
They typically need a team.
Yeah.
Not just an attorney, like a divorce coach, a CDFA, an attorney. We make a team because everyone has their role in that.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
You need an army, you need a team. It's all about
village. It takes a village.
Collaboration.
Yeah.
Super important on the emotional side. As a CDFA, is really Certified Divorce Financial Analyst. Pretty simple in terms of what I do. It's valuation, helping clients valuate their assets, whether it's the home or their pension, retirement accounts, their IRA accounts, their stock accounts, their investment accounts, things of that nature, and really identifying a clear picture of their overall assets, so then you can have a fair and equitable deal. Like that's really the end. That's really what it's about, that side of it. And then, I also help people after their settlement on the financial advisor side of things, and that's more of lifestyle planning. And, most of my clients come out of a divorce or even during a divorce having the same concern, and it's, do I have enough money to live the lifestyle that I had while I was married? So there's a lot of things that go into that too, from an emotional standpoint too. If we've got to figure out finances, if they look differently, walking away from the divorce than they were when you were married, like that's a lot to handle. So
that's when you send them to me.
yes, that's what they need. That from it's hard to get yourself around the change of being. Yep, exactly.
And then inflation,
Yes.
I'm sure that's something that you talk to your clients about.
A lot of times people think that cash is the answer, and it's not, because sometimes there's investment opportunities that could be better off for you. But there's so many questions that go into that too. It's like, what's your lifestyle currently? Where do you see yourself 1, 3, 5 years? Because that's really where it comes into play. After a divorce, you've got to get on your feet. You got to start paying your own bills. It's not collectively, and I hate to say it, but it's still statistically proven. Unfortunately, women are not, they can manage a checkbook at home, but they're not the ones that are handling the investments. And when you get divorced, you got to figure that all out on your own. And it sucks. It's a lot, but it's not that we can't handle it. It's just a matter of being educated. And I love what I do, and I love educating people through the process of investing and budgeting and spending and feeling free again.
I love that. Freedom, that's one of the main things. People just want to feel better. They want to have a direction. And again, what the two of you do in the process, working with attorneys like me, it's amazing and it's necessary. Question for both of you is, what is your happy client story? There's someone out there listening in, and they may be contemplating a divorce, but they're scared. They don't know what that process may look like. So if you can explain, without, of course, jeopardizing confidentiality, a happy client story.
I will, the last thing I just said, and that's my happy client story, is free. Being in this toxic relationship, not knowing or having a handle on your finances is one thing while you're married, but there's something freeing and empowering about getting the knowledge and doing things on your own. It's and I see that with all of my clients.
That's
all
awesome.
of them. Doesn't matter how, it's something about doing things on your own independently. And again, the word toxic is not being in that toxic marriage. And if you have kids, and a lot of my clients do have children, it's something that we work together on. Finance 101, saving. Forget investing, but just start a little savings account and just teaching them whatever motivates them into understanding their relationship with money. We make it like a family thing, and it's I think it's amazing, and kids love it, parents love it. It's financial freedom. It's just freedom.
That's awesome. I love it. What about you, Julie?
Well, I think to follow up just on what Stacy was saying, that freedom means for a lot of people they're in control of themselves. So that is one thing I work on a lot with my clients. But I do have a happy story, and it didn't take that long to get there. But I had a client wanted a divorce, and we'd worked together for a few sessions, and she's like, okay, I need to tell him, but I don't know how to tell him. So I said, okay, what do you think you would say to him? Let's role play. So she told me, and I didn't like how she was proposing to say it. So I said, no, that's not really the way you should do it. And I wrote her a script, and we role played on the script together. And after our session, she said, I'm going to tell him this week. And a couple of days later, she emailed me, and she said, I used the script word for word, and it went so well. He didn't react in any bad way that she was imagining.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was good
Yeah.
for her.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think that's half the battle sometimes. People just don't. Communication, again, that's another issue, and
Sometimes
why,
it's just easier to stay in what you know.
Yeah.
It's really hard to take that leap.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was very proud of her.
That's awesome. All right, so you're both very busy ladies, professional entrepreneurs. I'm sure you have projects coming up anything in 2026? We're rounding 2025, and, I can't believe that.
I can't believe that.
But do you have anything that you would like to share with the audience that's upcoming in 2026 that you'd be working on?
So my team and I, we do an educational series every year, so it's something we always do. So the next project is building out 2026's agenda. We're going to do a few different things, completely focused on women. Some of them divorce related, but some of them not. Some of them just around financial literacy. So we're going to be doing some podcasts. Our next one actually is wrapping up this year. I'll do a market overview of what happened this year. December 1st, we're going to do a webinar, so that's on my website. And then in New York, we're going to be doing a luncheon. So every three months, we kind of get together a group of people and just talk about topics that are trending at the time. So it's something we do all the time. I believe in education. I believe in providing people with resources, free resources. Like whether we work together or not with these people, it's just being able to provide a platform for them to come and learn something. So there's constant projects, to answer your question.
I love it.
Constant.
I love it. You mentioned New York, so do you travel to New York often?
I do. Yep,
okay.
So 50%, no, let's say 40% of my business now is still in New York.
Awesome.
So our office is 46th and 6th.
Mm-hmm.
My partner's up there most of the time because she lives in Long Island, so Port Washington. So yeah, we do some stuff up there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's nice. I get to get out of the heat a little while.
I know, it is hot. It's hot. How about you, Julie?
For me, really working on developing my coaching skills a little bit more, and I'm probably going to do some further education next year, conflict training as well, and I have a couple of podcasts coming up, one in particular with a realtor who wants to talk about how selling the house is involved in
The biggest asset.
divorce. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's it for now.
I love it.
I love
it.
the fact that you're doing further education. I think it's so important.
Oh, never stop.
Of course.
Yeah, me either. It's
Yeah.
so important to stay on top of what's
Yep.
going on. There's so many changes from a law
Yeah,
perspective.
for sure.
Which is even people change, so it's important from a coach, and that's really amazing.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Forever
Always
growing.
evolving.
Yes. Yeah.
So much to learn too.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate your time.
you.
What I want you to do before we close out, share with the audience if they have questions or if they want to learn more about you, where could they go?
First, I want to say thank you so much for having us
Of course.
on. And I just want to reiterate, I know you said it in the beginning, but if anybody out there is going through a divorce, I think it's so important to have professionals on the legal side, the finance side, and then, really important for the coaching side too. And I think we need to start talking about that a lot more because a lot of times people think that they can do this on their own. I'm strong enough. I got this. And that piece really plays into our side of things too, because if they can go into something a little more level-headed, it's easier to have conversations around.
Preparation.
Yeah,
exactly.
it's easier for them to have financial awareness
Yes.
and kind of come down into reality, and it makes our lives a lot easier.
For sure.
So I
Absolutely.
think you're doing great work. I think we need to promote that a lot more.
Absolutely.
Love that you advocate for both sides in such a fantastic way. You do the right thing all the time, and I think that's incredible. So thank you for having us here.
Of course. Thank you.
All of my information is on my website, kineticswealthgroup.com.
Okay.
And thank you. And I just want to say, it didn't come out in conversation, that I do work with both men and women, not just women. Men need help too. My information.
They need more help. No, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
Sometimes.
I'm just kidding.
My information is also on my website, desmonddivorcecoaching.com. And on the website, if anyone is interested in about learning more or how to work with me, I do offer a free consult call. So we can chat on there.
Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, Stacy, Julie, again, reach out if you have any questions. Phenomenal professionals, and I appreciate both of you. Thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
so
me.
much.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
So you have watched another episode of Civility Wins, the Family Law Edition. Again, I am Kristen Goss, your host. If you liked what you heard, please do me a favor, share, like, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And until next time, be well.